Hi. So I have a quick couple tips that I actually need to tell you about workflow that I forgot to mention in your instructional video. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna just quickly show you how to change things, how to add things, and a tip on like how to use them. So if you need to add anything to your workflow, there's only 4 things you can add. You can add a task, you can add an email, send a questionnaire, or send a brochure. So a task is literally just like writing something on a to-do list. So all these things like send, welcome, gift, that's just a task because it's not something that is done in Honeybook, like an email or a questionnaire or a contract, something like that. So it's something that you're doing outside of the program. So that is just as a task, and that's just something that just gets checked off. So you would just type in like charge batteries or whatever, and then you would choose your trigger. So this is when, this is your 4 triggers. So after activating the workflow, before project date, after project date, and after previous step is complete. So as you'll see, like most of your tasks are set up as after previous step is complete. That way you don't run into an issue that if you get behind by 3 days, everything is turning orange. So everything just triggers off of the step ahead, except for certain things like send, welcome, gift, clean camera equipment, because those are things that don't necessarily need to be done right away. So sometimes we tend to put them off. So I triggered send, welcome, gift 10 days after activating workflow. And so that's why kind of these are all at the end, and they're triggered after project date instead of triggered after the previous step is complete, because I didn't want you to not clean your camera equipment and then it wouldn't populate that you have to get the blog post up. So that's why this is all kind of at the end. So that's the create task one. And then the email one is you choose send email, and then this is all of your email templates. So if you need to change anything, you can just, you would like pick your email, and then same thing with the triggers, and you always want to make sure that this is sent to approve before sending. I mean, you can send things automatically if you want to, that just makes me nervous, but I would always choose this one, approve before sending. So you would just choose your email template, and if you need to change anything in here, then you would just go in, so like this in email, so you would just hit this little pencil icon and go in and choose the email that you want to change it to if something is wrong or something like that. So we're going to delete that. And then the other one is send questionnaire. So these are all your questionnaire templates, these are all my questionnaire templates. And then it asks you what email you want to send with the questionnaire. So generally I have an email template that matches the questionnaire. So it should be labeled questionnaire-engagement session or relationship or something like that. And then again, set your triggers and set it to approve before sending. And then your last one is send brochure, and this really is only happening once in the beginning, and it's really the same thing as questionnaire. So you would just pick your template, what email you want, your trigger, the days, and the approval thing. So that is how you add things, and that's how you change emails. And then one really, really important thing is everything. I'm going to show you this on the task management. So all the emails are set to approve before sending. And in the task management, hopefully I have an email that needs to be sent so I can actually show you. But in the task management, of course I don't have an email, it would pop up and say, let's look at this week's tasks, maybe I'll have one. It would pop up and say approval for this email. So, okay, so here we go. So approve questionnaire, relationship questionnaire. So I would be going to their project, and if I click off this task, see it says here, it's going to send it. So if you aren't planning on sending a client a certain email for whatever reason, like say it's an inquiry email or I don't know, any email that you're going to send, or if you send it through Gmail or something and you don't send it through Honeybook, I used to think that just hitting this button meant that it was done, and I didn't realize it meant send it, so I accidentally sent somebody 6 email templates in a row because I was checking off that I had already done it. It was somebody that I added from ShootFlow into Honeybook, and so I was checking off all the workflow tasks that had already been done, and I just sent them like a ton of email templates because I just checked them all off. So If that is the case, which will probably be the case since you're going to be adding these workflows to clients that you already have in the system, and obviously you've already gone through a lot of the steps with that client, you need to delete. So you have to hit skip it. So I would go to full view on every single person's project, and so you're going to have to apply the workflow to every project. And if you have done the task, you have to delete it all the way up until you are like present day in your workflow. That doesn't make sense, but so you would not hit the check button because that will actually send it, and Honeybook is taking that as you have approved the email and it is ready to send. So do not do that if you don't mean to approve it. So just always remember delete, delete, delete instead of checking that off. But if you are actually going to send an email and you want to actually approve it beforehand, you would just hit this button and it'll pop up on their workflow too. And in the task management, it's always going to have a little blue button that says view edit if something needs approval. And so if I click this, it is going to pop up with this email. So that's the email template that is attached to this. And then you would just hit approve and send now. I actually don't have to send that email, so I'm not going to send that, but that is how you send emails. So that'll all pop up in your task management system. So just remember, for all the tasks that you have already done with your clients, hit delete and do not hit the check mark. And that's only on emails, questionnaires, and brochures. If it's a task, that doesn't matter because it's outside of Honeybook. So you can actually check that off instead of hitting delete, and that will not affect anything. So I believe that is it. I'm pretty sure I went over task management with you. So what you're going to have to do, I guess the last step of your homework, is go into all of your projects and go into everybody that is planning and like everybody that is booked, and go in and apply the proper workflow to them. And then go into each project and delete, 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 delete all the things that you have already done for them so they are up to speed. And then your task management section will start working once you have all the workflows applied. So that is kind of the last bit of information that I forgot to tell you on your first video. Hope that helps.